Sanjay, thank you very much for joining us here. You can look at me when we are having this interview. Sanjay, thank you very much for being here. Now, a lot of changes happening in the Indian democratic setup now in the last 1 week or so. What's your reading of it? Achhe din aane wale hain, as they say.
At this point of time, I would say the Indian economy, the Indian business, the Indian market are at an inflection point. If you were to look at the last 10 years, from a growth of 9%, we almost have come down to 4.5%. We went up from 4.5% to 9%, from 9% to again back to 4.5%. At this point of time, the common consensus is that the worst is behind for Indian business, and most corporates do expect a turnaround. If one was to look at the numbers, the macroeconomic numbers which came out, for example, the GDP growth or the industrial production growth or the interest rates or the inflation numbers, they have been quite dismal over the last few quarters. There have been some good numbers over the last few months, but broadly things have been looking poor on the economic front. At this point of time, what the consensus is that yes, the new government, now that we have a stable government at the center, will take some quick actions, but I must point out that there are very few low-hanging fruits. Things will take their own time. Assuming that we have a government which has economic reforms at the center of its agenda, we expect first a few executive reforms to come through, and as you must have been hearing, policy paralysis is something which we've been going through, be it allocation of coal mines, various other issues in power sector. What business expects is that quick action on these fronts, followed by reforms in some of the long-standing issues, for example, fuel subsidies, etc. What this will show is the fundamentals for good performance by corporates, and performance by companies is kind of a slave to the earnings. So this will slowly improve the earnings from the company, which will finally lead to good performance, good earnings growth, and which will translate into good market performance. So that's broadly the expectation that we have at this point of time.
Sanjay, talk about PNB MetLife. What's the share between PNB and MetLife? How's the equation in terms of financial breakup, contribution?
We are a joint venture, so 30% of PNB MetLife is PNB's part, and the remaining and 26% is MetLife, and the remaining is with some other shareholders.
Okay. In the entire total market share, PNB MetLife still is a poor performer in that sense, 7th, 8th, 9th in that sense. So it's still a long way to go. What's the reason for this very poor performance?
If you look at the performance, we have improved from 13th now, and we are ranked at 8th. This is in terms of the new business premium, the market share as the regulator calculates it. However, we focus on the quality of business, and we measure it by something called ENP, annualized new premium, where we do not focus too much on group business, too much on single premium business, and focus on the long-term business. So if you were to look at that parameter, then you rank much better. So we are a growth-oriented company with a strong focus on profitability. So we do expect to move up the ranks. We have come a long way. We've come from 13th to 8th, and slowly but surely we are aimed at moving higher. But in the way that we want it, we will increase the market share. We will move up the ranks, but with very strong focus on shareholder value creation and profitability.
That also is very difficult right now, creating shareholder value, especially in the market where some of your products are not really very exciting, isn't it?
Well, if you look at the way we have grown, this is the fourth successive year of profitability of the company. We are one of the few companies in the life insurance space which has such a consistent, fantastic track record of profitability. So the way we have been doing business is focus on profitability, and at the same time grow the top line. In other words, we do believe in doing high quality business. So that's the way we aim to move forward.
But between you and let's say Birla, there's a huge gap. Or who between you and if you're an eighth, then the one between you and the seventh player or sixth player is also a huge gap. So while it's taken, you'll have come a long way between 13 to 8. There's a long way between 8 and 7th also.
Let's look at it this way. We do business the way we want to do. So while I will not comment on others' strategy, the way MetLife wants to grow is MetLife wants to focus on good business. It wants to focus on good products, customer centricity, giving value to customers, and we have a comprehensive strategy in place, which along with this will lead to good shareholder value creation. So we keep all stakeholders in mind as we move up the ladder, and as I said, profitability, earnings, good quality top line growth, these are the things that we use as part of our strategy.
What would be your 3-point wish list from Narendra Modi as the Prime Minister?
Well, I would not call it wish list or 3-point, but some of the things that corporate India has been expecting from the government has been a strong focus on economic reforms. So there are many areas where Indian businesses continue to struggle. They're not able to do well, and one of the reasons is reforms. Economic reforms is something that is badly needed in the Indian market. Two is we would expect the government to look at the foreign direct investment part. So there are a lot of areas where capital is required, long-term capital is required, and there the government should look at opening up more sectors. This will be a very good contributor to the way foreign countries look at India as a business partner, and will be a kicker to our economic growth. 3 is business-friendly policies. So be tax reforms, retrospective tax issues, going forward tax reforms. That's another aspect which corporate India would look out for. And finally, predictability of government behavior. I mean, one of the things that business does not like is uncertainty. So how predictability is the government's behavior, is the government's attitude towards business, Indian businesses or foreign businesses, would also be a key to how we kind of perceive this government.
PNB MetLife has had a fantastic record through its fund manager. Okay, there's a reason to be proud of?
Yes, certainly. Thank you so much.
So what's the reason for this? What's the secret of this success which most others don't have?
Again, we have our own very comprehensive investment strategy. We look at returns and rewards. We look at returns and risk, right, in the same frame. So, for example, the way we look at fund performance is risk-adjusted returns. So, we look at the way investment is done. Is not just focus on performance, but all the risks associated with the performance as well. So we have low risk funds, we have medium risk funds, we have high risk funds. So we try and cover the entire gamut of risk return appetite that a customer would look for. If you look at our investment policies, these policies are tailored with long-term aspect of customer interest in mind. So we have, for example, investment policies such as providing stable return to customers. One of the reasons customers buy insurance is for savings, and these are long-term savings. It could be for children, it could be for retirement, it could be any other aspect. But customers look at insurance primarily for 2 reasons: protection and savings. So we address the savings part of it, and therefore the policies that we have, the strategies that we have, the risk return metrics that we use are all tailored towards serving the customer.
Sanjay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So how